Welcome back to Fate Chats. I'm Andrew Brunet, and today's episode is for anyone who loves authentic music with a story and a soul. My guest today is Scott Whitener from Carolina the Band, a group known for heartfelt songwriting, southern roots, and music that reflects real life faith and perseverance. Scott, welcome to Fate Chats.
Good to see you, Andrew. Thanks for having me on.
So, to start off the conversation, share with us a little bit about how Carolina the Band came together and what was the original vision behind the music.
Well, as you know, before Carolina the Band, Doc Roberts and I had the Melody Masters, and and when Richard Sanders retired from the bass position, and we got a guy named Lamar Levi, it redefined us a bit as more of a country style, and I've always loved it because the Oak Ridge Boys always been, my heroes. So we started to look at that and decided that we needed to head that direction based on the overall sound of the group and just the fact that we loved the music and it was an opportunity to expand the territory and perhaps get us into places where the very traditional gospel groups can't go. And over the 20 years that we've been doing it, it has done just that. It has worked out to where anymore these days, Carolina the Band only plays about 10 churches a year, but we play a lot of fairs, county fairs and state fairs, town festivals, and we play in the Performing Arts Center market and the theaters, and it just has given us the opportunity to expand our territory into the highways and byways and take a faith-based message and product out there to the people.
So, what influences shaped your sound early on?
Um, well, I think our love for the harmony, the inverted harmonies of country music groups, super groups like Diamond Rio and Restless Heart, Lone Star, Oak Ridge Boys, Statler's, people like that through the years is just something that we always migrated to. So it's that influence that shaped us, shaped our sound, shaped our ideals, and a lot of our dreams.
So, did you always know this was more than just a hobby?
Oh yeah, I I actually went with my wife. Now she was my fiance then, 1978. Her family took me to the old Charlotte Coliseum, which is now Bojangles Arena, and they took me over to the Saturday night, all night Easter sing there, where old Bill Hefner used to be the promoter, and there were 8 groups on the program. Man, it was like uh, Thrasher Brothers, Kingsman, um, uh, Henson's, um, Harvesters. Let's see, the Couriers. Man, I mean, it was loaded, and it was one of those deals that started at 8 p.m. and went till 6 a.m. the next morning for Easter sunrise. And I was as lost as a sailor at sea, but they had got me a ticket, and I hated not to go, so I went. And from the very first song that the Thrasher Brothers sung, man, I was hooked. And I even told the Lord that night, I said, I know I'm not right, but if you can ever use me in this arena, um, I'd be much obliged, I think is the way I put it, just an old country boy. Well, I got saved later that year on October 16th. And little by little, it just migrated in. God had a plan all along, and I just allowed myself to be in a place to where He could move me and shape me and get us there. So that's kind of the old Scott Whitener story.
So, your songs feel personal and grounded, and there's honesty in them. When you sit down to write, what usually comes first, the melody or the message?
We did a writing session Friday 2 weeks ago before the Singing at Sea cruise, and generally it is the message. Generally, it's what is it that we want to say. It's rare that we do the melodic line musically first. Generally, it's a hook. You know, um, it's a hook like somebody will say, "Oh wow, man, that's a song." You know, and the first thing you know, we're in on it and we're starting to form it out line by line. And sometimes it's just one guy putting it all together. Sometimes two. Sometimes it's all of us getting involved in it in order to make it what it needs to be. But we're currently recording. As a matter of fact, we just mixed one down today, but we chose to sing a song that Gloria Gaither wrote several years ago and always wanted to hear a four-part male group do it. So we just finished a mix on it. It's going to mastering later today. But the writing session is going good. We like songs that tell stories. We like to write a lot in the third person. And, it's just good.
So, is there a song that best represents who you are right now?
Yeah, and it's the new single. This was a song that Jason Clark brought to us from Gloria when he was talking with Bill and Gloria about us. She presented him this song and said, "I would love to hear these guys give this thing a whirl. I always heard it in four-part male, and the only thing that ever been done with it was an all-female trio." And the name of the song is "Building Bridges," and it is who we are, man. We have played the crossover thing where we are country and gospel and mix in some Americana. So we're kind of a variety group that goes out there and gets an opportunity to share our faith in places that are not just the church or not just totally gospel venues. And this song is going to work whether we're in a church singing an all gospel set or whether we're at a state fair singing an all country set. We're still going to be able to put this song in. And it's a great tune, obviously, from the Gaither pen. It's a great tune, but it's something different for Carolina, the band that we've never done. And we sung it on the ship last week on Friday night, and the people literally just looked like they'd been catapulted out of their seats. Features Jordan, and we put a little harmony around him. I mean, it's just so good. And can't wait for everybody to hear it. It'll be going out to all the formats here in just another week or so.
So, how do you reach people who may not normally listen to faith based music?
Well, we in the open market, in the live setting, we will open up with some. I mean, like at the Georgia State Fair, down in Perry, Georgia, this past fall. We do a fair market in the fall. We opened up with the Eagles' Seven Bridges Road. The acapella thing with just a little faint rhythm guitar in it, and it's an attention getter, and people migrate toward that stage. And we may hit them with a little "Take Me Home, Country Roads" or a little "Oak Ridge Boys" every day. Want to shake somebody's hand, something that's positive, not necessarily a gospel song, but before you know it, then we're on top of it. We're doing old hymns and country style, or we're sharing a testimony or something like that, and singing some of our real rich gospel stuff, and people migrate to it. We see them buy in right in front of us in those crowds.
So, every band faces challenges financial, creative, and relational. What has been the hardest season for Carolina the band, and what did it teach you?
Um, well, we just gone through a really a real long time. When Doc Roberts decided to retire back in early December of 2024, it took us until middle of November 2025 to really get our feet down. We tried out singers. We took them on the road. We even hired two or three, and then had to unhire them. It was, it's just one of those things where we just seemingly could not find the fit, the guy who could make the magic with us, so to speak, as Dwayne Allen with the Oaks would say. It was good, but it just wasn't making the vocal magic that we needed. And so transition is tough, as you know, Andrew. Transition is tough, especially when you're out there and you're in front of people, and you know that the product isn't quite what you hoped it would be. It takes a lot of prayer and a lot of time to meditate that thing out. And sometimes you gotta alter programs in midstream just to get through. So we've seen a lot of that. That's been the hardest thing we've done. The good Lord really looks out after us financially, and He's looked out after us from a harmony standpoint. We have great guys. We make harmony on the bus, so it's easy for us to get out there and make harmony on a stage.
So, how do you stay unified as a band?
Well, you got to know who you are, and you got to know whose you are. Those things are important, and you got to be confident enough in your God-given ability to know who you are, what you stand for, and why. And then you got to do it for Him. The Bible tells us clearly that in everything that we do it for His honor and His glory, and the population is going to be okay with it. And we found that to be true, and it makes it easy. We hire great guys. They're easy to get along with on the bus. That's as important as being able to sing well together. Is that unity that we have on the bus as a band of brothers. And so it's really worked out great for us. It surely has.
So, to wrap it up, how do Southern roots shape your sound and storytelling?
How does what now?
How does Southern roots shape your sound and storytelling?
Well, uh, for me personally, and I'll just speak from this personally, the heavy influence of people like my dad, who was an incredible communicator with a song. And my dad didn't sing necessarily gospel music; he sung sacred music, but he was such a communicator. Others that I was drawn to, like Ben Spear, who was a killer, uh, just a communicator personified. And then, I still call him Bill to this day, William Lee Golden with the Oaks. Great vocalist, maybe not, but the ability to communicate is just off the chain. And after all, that's what makes the lyrics stand out, is the way that you take it and draw a vocal picture with it to the people that you're in front of. And that's just the basis for all of it. When I'm choosing a song, can I effectively communicate this song? It's more than just hitting high notes or seeing how long I can hold a note or any of those things. It's all more about making sure I can clearly communicate the message where people really look at it from a hard, from a clear, from a pointed point of view.
So, what's coming up next for Carolina the band as far as new music, shows, or projects we should be watching for?
Well, we are working on the new one, and there are 5 songs already down. There's 5 others that are either being written on right now or have already been chosen. We'll be finishing those things. The overall 2026, once this is released in the early spring, the tour will follow it, and we're going to call it the Building Bridges Tour. And we really love that, Andrew. It's who we are. It's what we feel like we need to do. Media, the TV, the newsreels, the magazines, the newspapers, they're so full of hate and division in today's world. And man, the absence of love is something that we just got to address. We got to build bridges to the lost. We got to build bridges to the hurting. We got to build bridges to the homeless and to those who need a hand up instead of a hand out. And it's just who we are. We just decided we're taking this on. This is going to be who we are, what we are, and we're going to move forward with it, building bridges.
Scott Whitener of Carolina the Band, thank you so much for sharing your story and your heart. Be sure to check out Carolina the Band at carolinatheband.com and follow them wherever you stream music.
Thank you, buddy.